if you don't know where you're going, how are you supposed to get there? Like, how are you supposed to get there if you don't know where you're going? You don't know where your destination is. You haven't typed it into GPS. You don't know where you're going. You have an idea, maybe, like I need to go get some food, or I want to go to Hana, or I want to go to the grocery store, or I want to go X, Y, Z, whatever that may be. But you don't know how to get there. You don't, and maybe even going backwards. You're trying to go somewhere and you don't even know that you're trying to go that place. So you're over here looking for a purpose, and you may not even know that you're looking for a purpose. It sounds crazy, but there's people that live like this, and without vision, right? Without the knowledge, without the knowing where you're going, it's going to be hard to get there. It's going to be quite hard to get there. When I was growing up, I wanted to definitely be in radio, on radio, whatever you want to call that. I don't really care about necessarily being the greatest, because I'm so far in my lane. I'm so in my lane, especially now. I am so in my lane that it's like, it's really good, because I can actually look at social media and I can look at a lot of the things that are on there right now, and it just doesn't move me like it used to move me. Like, I had it bad, y'all. And I wonder if I'm the only one. I can't be the only one, right? Because there's people that I know of, people that that have ended themselves, ended their life because they couldn't live up to standards of what they thought they should be living. They're trying to catch up and be like the Joneses and whatnot. And I know people that have gone to incarceration to even do that. And there is a way out. There is a way out. You dig? And that way is the vision. That way is knowing where you're going, knowing that you want to go somewhere, knowing that you want to do something, and then do it. Take action. Take action. I did not understand that when I heard that. When I heard take massive action, I didn't understand what that actually meant. And just even thinking about it right now, I'm just like, man, I don't wish this, but it's like I'm my default setting, if you will. Not my default setting, but my lower self, if you will, is I wish I did this, I wish I did that, I wish, but that really doesn't get you anywhere. All that mess doesn't get you nowhere, right? Taking action right now is going to get you to the place you want to get to. So yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking about that tonight on a Tuesday. Thank you for joining in to Trey Show 9. I appreciate you. And we are live on Mondays and Tuesdays, and it's about 8:30 to 9 o'clock. All depends on how I feel. All depends on what's going down. All depends on the situation of that moment. But yeah, Mondays and Tuesdays, and then I might even introduce a Sunday. Not really sure how that goes. And but just stay tuned. Definitely appreciate you. We are growing. We are building a network. We are building a brotherhood and a sisterhood. And I don't mean that like, yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. We're building a community. Let me just put it to you like that. We are building a community. That is the vision here. The vision here for Trey Show 9 is this. The vision is we have a platform. So in real life, we are serving. Okay, we are serving our community in real life, real time. And if you took away the social media aspect, you took away the podcast, took away the radio aspect, took away all the stuff, we would still be doing that regardless. This is what I've always been doing. And it just so happens that, you know, now we are here, and Trey Show 9 was designed to be, originally, it's designed to help me speak and perfect my craft in public speaking. That's why I did that. It was also to, as I reflected on my relationship, it was to give you that ism, that positive ism, that guidance, if you will, to be able to share with you the things that helped me and got me to a different place. And that different place was joy, happiness, peace, freedom within my relationship. There's a lot of things that are out there right now. And there's also very few common things that people say. You know, one of those things is every relationship is different. I just haven't found the truth in that just yet. I'm not saying it's not true. I have yet to find it. You have a man, you have a woman, and I'm speaking in these terms because this is the terms that I know. I don't know any other terms or situations. You have a man and a woman, and they are going to they are of natural. There's a nature to them. You dig? And so that nature is man. We're speaking in caveman terms. Man wants woman. Woman wants man. Right? Man goes after the woman in a regard. Right? In some type of way, he is pursuing this person, and this person, this woman, is going to test him consistently, constantly test him. She's not going to let you know that she is doing this. And I can have 2 women, 3 women, 4 women, 5 women, 6 women. I can have 1,000 women watching this right now, live or here, and they might even be like, "No, Mark, we do not do that." That's a test right there, you know. And men don't see all of these things. They're not getting all these things. And so the vision for Trey Show 9 was to enlighten men, to help them in their relationship, right? If they desire to be in a relationship, desire to be with somebody long term, okay, marriage, right? Boyfriend and girlfriend, long term, like they had a long years till death do us part, right? Those are the guys that I wanted to talk to. Those are the guys that I want to talk to. And so debunking these things and trying to figure out, like, what is that when people throw this out? When, you know, I'll say something like this, I'll say something like I just said, and then somebody will go, "Every relationship's different, Mark." And it's like, maybe it's true, but coming from you and that energy and that negativity, what are you actually saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it that you're actually saying in saying every relationship is different? I think that for sure people have different characteristics and people have different masks. They have different traumas. They have different ways they are dealing with that trauma. It could be the same trauma, but how they're dealing with that trauma is going to be extremely different. Okay? There's a lot of people that have actually not dealt with their trauma and have not healed from that trauma. They're still holding on to it as if it's still happening in that very moment that they're present today. And it was years ago that they were doing it. And so, trust me on that one. I've lived that. It is very nasty. And I have been just moving, and Tracial 9 has been just morphing and building and growing and becoming something that it just moves as I grow and as I move and as I travel through this journey. It just goes how wherever I go. And so right now we're in the season of still talking about relationships, focusing on still long-term relationships, focusing on relationships that are godly, that have a spiritual foundation, roots deep into spirituality and the creator of this universe. And it wasn't necessarily like a denomination or Christianity, and that's something that could happen, could not happen. I'm not really sure. It'll take its course, how it's going to take its course. I don't need to fool with that. But that's the vision, right? That's the vision. The vision of these lives is that we go live twice a week. And I give that ism, you dig? And I help people. And you can take these things, take pieces. You don't even need to watch all the whole thing. You can watch your bits and pieces, and whatever you take and whatever you can get. Go ahead and take that and then change, and then grow, and then heal, however you need to do that, right? And one of the things is that I talk about this also is for the fathers. I am an advocate for fathers. Tracial 9 is an advocate for dads, advocate for husbands, for fathers, men with children, right? It could be, you could be solo parenting, you could be co-parenting, you can be whatever your situation is. As long as you have a son, a daughter, a child, you have a child, you take care of a human being on a regular basis. Doesn't mean that person is in your home, right? That person can be step, that, it could be Hanai, it could be foster. I do not care. If you are a father, you take care of it. It could be your neighbor's kid. And if you care for that person like it's yours, then boom, shout out to you right now. Shout out to the dads right now. Shout out to the fathers that are holding it down. Seriously, shout out to the fathers, to the dads, man, that are holding it down. You're present in your child's life. You know what I mean? You're making an effort. And this even goes to fathers that are incarcerated, right? Who speak to their children on a consistent basis. Shout out to them, right? They're working their stuff out. I don't know their situation. I've seen a lot of situations. I've worked in the prison. I worked in the incarceration industry for about 5.5 years. And so I've seen some things. I've heard some things that I would never ever hear on the outside, and I've seen some things. And so my heart goes out to fathers. That's part of this show right here, right? This podcast. And this is also an experience. And so we got the music going. We got some book reading that we're going to do. We have some scripture reading we're going to do. And we might even I want to introduce meditation in here, prayer and meditation into the podcast. And then we will be introducing some DJing stuff, but I'm still looking for, when it comes to DJing online, on the online circuit, I'm really diving into what platform I can use that is going to allow me to play literally whatever I want to play, and not get taken down and copywritten strikes and this and that. I need that platform, and I think I found it. It's called Mixcloud, and Mixcloud is something that I'm looking to do where I will then move. I'm not going to move Trey Show 9 to that platform. That's just going to be the place where that's going to be kind of like DJ home, right? YouTube is home for podcast lives and stuff like that, and that will be live DJ and radio, Trey Show 9 radio, and all the other stuff that we're going to be doing. Trey Show 9 is also a destination, right? There's coaching that is involved in this, and so it's coaching where we have clients, and we will take people through a process, you dig, that wants to be in this process, that will say, hey, look, I want to make a difference. I want to make a change. Because that's exactly what I had to do. That is exactly what I had to do. I had to get to a point where I said enough is enough. As a father and as a husband, I was just like, man, I was just lost beyond lost. It was horrific. And when I look back at it, I'm super duper grateful for that time, to be honest with you. I actually would do it again, because it has brought me to this place that I am right now with an obscene amount of freedom in Christ Jesus. And it's ridiculous. When you get on this side, it's just ridiculous. And I was raised in the church. Doesn't mean that being raised in church don't mean shit. That don't mean nothing, dog. That don't mean not a damn thing. It just means that I know how to finesse the I don't even know. I just know how to finesse it and act the proper way, if you will, right? But until it became something that it was when I actually walked away from the church that I actually am still finding the peace that I've been looking for, right? Because in the church it was just nasty. I can see why Jesus roamed a lot, and he didn't just stay in a church for years and years and years and years. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, let me just get what I need to give you. Let me just give that to you. Boom. It went like from here to here to here. And then you guys deal with it. I gave you the instructions. Boom. I'm on to the next. I'm understanding a lot why he did that. Because I don't know how his attitude was in terms of, people getting on his nerves. But, there's one time where he blew up in the church, right? And so we have to have this vision, right? So this vision is building, it's growing, it's morphing, it's changing. But it's all centered around the idea of relationship. It is the relationship experience. It is that. It is the relationship experience. And it is, I will and I do speak to men, fathers, and the coaching, mentoring, right? And a new thing that I'm getting into, I'm going to be taking a class for mediation, learning mediation. And I can't even tell you how excited I am for that. It's I don't know, man. I get emotional just because, like, the things I'm involved with outside of all of this, it's just like, wow, this is so much. Yeah, I prayed for these things. Literally everything that's happening to me is something that I prayed for, literally. And God is like, here, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you. Some things he's not giving it to me, but a lot of things he is. Being on Maui, I am the destination. Trey Show 9 is the destination, and so people, as they go through courses, as they go through mentorship, as they go through the coaching, they will then get the opportunity to be here, right? we just do life. There is no glitz and glamour. I don't do the glitz and glamour. I just don't, dog. It's just not. I don't really care about it. You dig? It's not something that I lead with. You see what I'm saying? And so those that have reached a certain point within the coaching business, within the coaching and mentorship that they have with me, they have the opportunity to come here and just dwell and just be a Trey Ware and just live life and see the realness. I might get mad at my wife, and how do I deal with that? How do I overcome death? How do I overcome family members dying, getting sick? My mom is I just found out that my mom has cancer. Boom. And I knew it too because I was at work one day. This is like maybe 2 weeks ago. And I talked about this before too, but I was at work and I'm listening to a podcast. A book, like an audio book. And I'm walking and I'm listening and I'm walking and I'm listening. And it had nothing to do with the book. And I just started crying. Like, it just hit me. Like I was walking, I'm just thinking about the book. I'm listening to the book and it's talking about relationships, this and that, yada, yada, yada. It's The Way of the Superior Man. I'm listening to that. The Way of the Superior Man, and by David Dieta. And just instant tears. And it was around my mom passing away. And her track record of having a phone and stuff is just like, my mom runs the streets. She's been running the streets for the longest time. She's been all over the place and this, and she's just out there, right? Doing her thing. And I was like, whoa, that's going to be weird. You know what I mean? Because my biological mother didn't raise me, right? She didn't raise me. She may have raised me. She may have thought she was raising me. She may have did some stuff with me in the very beginning, but then it came time where my family was like, man, you're not really doing a good job in taking care of this child. You need some help, and then that's when my auntie and then my grandmother and my family came in and said, okay, well, let's just, do your thing. He'll stay with us. And then that's what it is, and you can go run the streets, I guess. And so, Trey Show 9 is also about that, right? Because it's healing the inner child. You dig? Because once you do that, that's literally, I can have 1,000 trillion billion podcasts, and they're all going to be centered around that, because that is, and it was and is the major key. It is the major key. Major. You got to go back. You got to go back. You got to go back. You got to go back to the future, back in time, and heal that person, that little boy, that little girl. That is where it's at. And so, being that destination for Trey Show 9, yeah, that's just what it is, and we're here right now. I never thought, man. I just never thought. I did think, I had the vision, and that's the thing. That's all I had for years, man. For so many years, dude. Years and years and years. It's like, man, I just kept talking about it. Kept talking about it. And then here we are, and being here on the island in the islands of Hawaii, being here, we have started over. My family and I, we have started over from scratch with absolutely nothing, except we had our car. We shipped our car over here, and we had our clothes. And that's pretty much it. Everything else we had to obtain, we had to buy, we had to like start from scratch and find a job. Still, we've been here for about 3 years or so, and pushing 3 years, and we're not even where we're supposed to be, but we are where we're supposed to be actually. And so you see how that flipped? You see how you can talk and you can just flip in an instant? And once you start using your mind, once you start practicing these things, these simple things, boom. Okay. No. We're not going to go negative. See, my mind try to go negative right there. Like, oh, you're nothing. You're nobody. You have no followers. You're this, you're that. You see how that happened? And you just shift that. You just shift it. You just shift it. And you say, nah, no. Oh, people might be hearing what you're saying, and they see how you really live. Yeah, I really live here. I'm in my carport right now. This is the where we're at. I do that one because it's cooler out here. It is hot as hell in the house. I used to do a show. When I first moved here, I used to do the Trey Show 9 show on audio only because I would try to do it on video, and I'm just sweating too much. I mean, it was crazy. Dripping, just a ring of water. Oh, it was all would come out, just everything was soaking wet. Just soaking wet. And I would do the live, I would do the audio only. And then, my kids would, sometimes I feel like I got 2 girls, and so they act like my parents. The oldest, she thinks she's the boss. And, yeah. So anyway, today, and welcome. I don't know if I told you that already, but welcome. You are welcome here. And it is Tuesday, September the 24th, 2024, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Trey Show 9, the #1 relationship podcast on Maui right now at this very moment. Today we're going to be getting into some things. Obviously, we're going to be talking about that good old vision, right? I see you. That good old vision, yes. Mahalo, thank you. And obviously, we're going to talk a little bit about fathers. We're always going to encourage the fathers. Always, on every single show. I don't care how redundant it is. That is where we are at. That's where we're always going to be. Shout out to COF of Maui, of Hawaii, the Commissioner of Fathers. And I have been invited into that, that, I don't know what you call it, that group. And so next year the Senate is going to be voting and this and that, and they vote, and then they do this group thing, and you get inducted into the Commission of Fatherhood, and you become the commissioner of I will become the commissioner of Maui. And so if all goes well, I mean, that could change, things could change, right? You know what I'm saying? But that's is what it is. I had an interview with the chair, and then you submit your application and you submit a letter, and that's what it is. So I'm super honored. It's a 3-year term, and I'm just overjoyed. I'm overjoyed. Hadn't even happened yet. You know what I'm saying? I had my first board meeting last Friday that we didn't make quorum. Is that how you say that? Quorum? And so the meeting was like 2 seconds long. And then you would think my audio was going to be dope, but I couldn't hear anything on my audio. Some reason it's my room. Anyway, so we're doing that. That's coming up. And so we always talk about fathers. We might highlight, depends on where we are, where we get to. Excuse me. We might highlight some balance, harmony, and partnership. So the balance, the alignment of your mind, body, and soul. Talking about harmony with your creator, checking that relationship. And partnership, right? Partnerships, relationships, but even just in business and intimate relationships, also with women. We're diving into that, and then we'll get into the way of the superior man, and that's going to be pretty dope, because we're going to be talking about never change your mind just to please a woman, guys. Fellas, I'm telling you right now, I have made all the mistakes. I'm still making mistakes. But every single mistake that I make, I learn. Ooh, correct that. Correct it immediately. Because I do a lot of testing too. You see what I'm saying? I learn from my mistakes. You got to understand that. I learn from my mistakes. That's how I learn. I'll send a text, or I'll, when I talked about the Commission of Fatherhood, like when I was doing the interview, like I was just laying it all out there. You know what I'm saying? I was just laying it all out there. I was saying stuff. I was like, why am I saying that? Like, why did you put that out there like that, Doug? But it's too late. I did. It's too late. And now I live with it. It's all good. You know what I mean? Because again, I have peace, right? I have harmony. I have balance, and I stay in my lane. I am so in my lane. I am in my lane. Because what happens is if you don't get, if I were to sit here and be like, oh, okay, I'm doing these lives and I ain't got one follower, you know what I'm saying? But I'm doing all these lives, this and that. My wife is probably on here right now. I can't really tell right now. I didn't do a sound check. Oh my goodness. Hold up. Let's do a sound check. I'm tripping. Oh no. Don't even tell me. Oh, okay. Yes, sir. What is this? Let's see. About this sound. Okay, here we go. Yes. Here we go. Trey Show 9. Sound checky. All right. Perfect. Sound check. All right. Cool. So yeah. If I got online and I saw all the other success of people, it would discourage me in some type of way. I'd feel some type of way. Right? You know how that is. You'd feel some type of way. Because you ain't got it like that. But like, are you supposed to have it like that? Here's my outlook on that. I don't even want it like that. Why would I want 5,000 followers right now? Or 500 viewers, 200 viewers right now? I wouldn't be able to handle that. You crazy? Like, I don't even have what do you call that? Not a monitor, but someone who helps out with the chat and everything. I wouldn't be able to do all that right now. I'd be lost. People be trying to talk to me. I would be like, wait, what? What's going on? And so it's going to build and we're going to grow. Like, I will have the things that I need. We will build we will build community. We are building community. End of discussion. There is no discussion about it. There's no like, well, maybe you should not do that. No, there's none of that, bruh. None of that. We don't play that, right? And so we're building community off of love and positivity. That doesn't mean that we go to war. I do believe that we are warriors as men. We should be warriors. In my name, I talked about it yesterday's podcast, what my name actually means. It means God of War. Mark means God of War. And then if you take that and you spell it backwards, Mark, Kram. If you look at the word, that root word, if you look at it in I think it's Swedish, Latin, and something else, that word means hug, right? To embrace in a loving way. So on one side, I'm a warrior. On the other side, I am to embrace in love and hugging. So, and then you look at my middle name, Antony or Anthony, you have peacemaker, charity, giving, statesman. And so you have all these things, and it's like when I read the meaning of my name, it's like I'm actually living that right now. I'm walking into that. I'm walking into that. That's the direction that I'm walking into. You dig? And there's some things that, I know what's ahead. I see the vision. I already know it's already been prophesied over me and to me. God has already let me know. Like this thing is not going to be pretty though. It's not going to look the churches are not going to want me actually in their church. They're not. It's going to be, they're not going to want. And now, well, Mark, don't say that. I had a woman, Mark, you shouldn't say that. We're all, trust me. I'm telling you right now, Doug. I'm telling you right now. No. And I'm a seeker. So I'm coming from these different ways. So balance, right? We're going to be talking about balance, aligning your mind, body, and soul, getting that thing ready, right? Being ready, ready for the season, and being ready for war, being ready for peace, be ready for conflict. Don't run away from conflict. Go towards it. Run into it. Run into the storm. Go towards it. Aligning myself with the Creator constantly. Every single day, every moment, aligning myself with this, having that purpose. And that's the purpose right there. Harmony and partnership. All right. So what I'm going to do here, and the last thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to leave you guys. You'll be listening to some music, and I want you guys to, as you listen to this and I want you to get maybe do whatever you got to do, but get in peace. Get in that prayer meditation state of whatever it is that you believe in, and just get in that peace. Get in that relaxed state. Your mind is racing and it needs to be relaxed. It needs to be calm. And you don't know how to allow that, because you've been so rigid and you haven't actually been loved and cherished and taken care of, actually. Because you're too busy taking care of other people, which is great. You need to serve. But you also need to know how to receive. And there's a lot of women out there, there's a lot of men out there that don't know how to receive. You need to learn how to receive. It's hard, but you need to practice it. If you are at the gym and you take that muscle, you're breaking that muscle down, right? I'm not a gymologist or whatever. I just made up that word right now. I don't know. I just know that you're tearing and destroying the muscle so that you can build the muscle again. Stop it right now. Come back to that. You're tearing it down, you're destroying it, ripping it apart so that it can make room to grow. Come on. You guys are going to make me preach. I'm telling you, Dougie, Dunson, bruh. Tearing it down, breaking it down, destroying it, making room for that muscle to grow bigger. That's what you're doing. That's what it's all about. So if you can do that, if you ever worked out in your life, if you ever picked up a weight, that's what you're doing. And you repeat that over and over and over and over, and that's how the muscle gets bigger. That's how it grows. You apply that same mindset, that same idea to everything that you do. Apply that to everything that you do. Right? So without the vision, the people perish. You got to have the vision. You got to know where you're going. You must know where you're going so that you can get there. You know, you got to know where you're going. It's just that simple. And so I'm going to be doing some studying and stuff like that. And on Saturdays, I will be doing some filming and stuff like that for other videos. And so I need to create those videos and script those videos. So what are you going to do, right, as you're watching this? What are you going to do? Are you going to meditate? You're going to pray? You're going to sleep? You're going to rest? What are you going to do? You know, I don't care what you do. You can be doing, just don't watch no porn though while you listen to me, because that's just weird to me. If you want to do that, go and watch Korn after you know. Yeah. Anyway, do what you got to do though. If you want to do some manifesting, you want to do some prayer, then you should do that. You know what I mean? Take these words, because I've already spoken some words into your life that are positive isms, and some of you need to take heed to these words and begin to apply these words to your life. You know. So we're gonna take a little break. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be doing. It's not even a break. I'm gonna study, and then we'll come back in just a moment. I might even set my clock time for 30 minutes. Where's my clock? I'm gonna set that jump for 30 minutes. You dig? Boom. See ya on the other side. 30 minutes starts meow. Go to it. Yo, bringing it back, bringing it back. What a dope time that was. Um, I got I got quite a bit done, to be frank with you. Um, yeah, I got quite a bit done. Untethered Soul, Michael Singer, and this is chapter 10. The prerequisite to true freedom is to decide that you do not want to suffer anymore. Okay, let me read that again because some of y'all missed it, because I missed it the first time I read it. The prerequisite to true freedom is to decide. So remember that word, decide, that you do not want to suffer anymore. So, okay, I am a literal person, sometimes, and I read this, and if I'm gonna read this book, right? I bought this book. Somebody told me to get it, and I bought it. And I didn't read it at the time because I was just in a very unpleasant place. I just wasn't ready to receive it. The soil, the ground that I had wasn't ready to receive this information just yet. So I bought the book years and years and years ago, never read it. And everybody's like raving, talking about it online. I'm like, nah, forget that. I don't want to read that book. So let's just say, okay, the prerequisite to true freedom is to, okay, so you want freedom, and the prerequisite to true freedom is to. Now, I'm not like a English major, this and that, but is to, I think, is an action. Sounds like an action. Sounds like I need to do something. I need to do something here. And what I need to do is decide. So who decides? Who is deciding? Is it social media deciding? Is it my family deciding? Is it my mom deciding? Is it my dad deciding? Who is deciding? Is to decide that you do not want to suffer anymore. You're actually suffering. You are in great pain, emotionally, and you don't know how to get out of that. And you mask that with all sorts of bullshit. You're just masking it with all sorts of bullshit. And you're getting further and further and further away from freedom. You think you're going into freedom, and that's the problem, is that people are looking for freedom in government. They're like, I don't understand that. You're looking for freedom in, well, we got freedom in the government. Biden, oh my God, and then Trump and Obama and blah, 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 the Clinton and the Bush and the blah, 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 blah. And you're so focused on them that you're not even focused on yourself, man. You're not focused on yourself. I am in my lane to the point where it's almost, I almost have a God complex, to where I'm like, why do I need to be on the superhero or the superstar, or why do I need to be on their jock? It doesn't make sense. I need to be on their jock. What are they don't even know who I am. These people don't know who I am, nor do they care. They don't care who I am. So why am I focusing on them? You need to decide that you don't want to suffer anymore. You must decide that you want to enjoy your life, and that there is no reason for stress, inner pain, or fear. Every day we bear a burden that we should not be bearing. We fear that we are not good enough, or that we will fail. We experience insecurity, anxiety, and self-consciousness. We fear that people will turn on us, take advantage of us, or stop loving us. All of these things burden us tremendously as we try to have open and loving relationships. And as we try to succeed and express ourselves, there is an inner weight that we carry. The weight is the fear of the experiencing pain, anguish, or sorrow. We're sad. I'm not sad, actually. I'm not sad. But in the state of just in general of the human beings, we think that we have success because there's so many people on this planet. All it took was a drunken night. All it took was, hey, I like you. You look good. Or let's do something stupid. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, you got some babies and whatnot. And homeboy is gone. Homeboy just wanted some pussy. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't trying to stay. You know what I mean? And now you're stuck. You're stuck. And now what you got is all trying to get all this attention from all these men, but you can't commit. You can't even commit. You got all this attention, attention, but you can't even commit. Come on now. Stop it. Stop it. This weight is fear of experiencing pain, anguish, and sorrow. Every day we are either feeling it or we are protecting ourselves from feeling it. We spend so much time protecting, trying not to feel the pain. You know, my brother had called the other day. One of his best friends, he's older, and one of his best friends passed away. And he is just beside himself, broken and extremely hurt. And he's like, this hurts. And I said, good. Feel it. Just feel it, man. I mean, this is the success that I have, is that I just run to the pain. I just run to the pain. I that's the only way I know how to do it. And I don't know what it is for women. I don't know how to navigate that with women. But for men, we learn best when we can run to that. When we can run to that fear. We can run to the pain. We can run straight into the storm. Straight into the storm. Because that's where we're going to learn. That's where we're going to grow. We're going to learn a lot when we go into that. We're going to learn a lot when we dive into the pain. Today I went zip lining, and this was my second time zip lining, and it's interesting how the difference is now, because I've done it already, and it was successful, clearly, because I didn't hurt myself the first time, and so the second time it wasn't as bad. Running off the cliff on running from the platform into the abyss, if you will, it wasn't that bad. It just wasn't that bad because I knew I've done this before and had success in it. And so a lot of times you haven't had success in your relationships. So you don't fully commit. You don't fully engage into that relationship. And I mean, that's a sad place to be. You know what I mean? And for the guys out there that are in the dating world, it's really not you. I just want you to know that right now. It's not you. These women are dealing with an obscene amount of trauma. You wouldn't even want to deal with what they're dealing with. You wouldn't. Some of it is self-inflicted. Some of it is their mom. Their mom was their first abuser. You dig? Their mom was their first person who hurt them, or their father was that first. Their parents were their first person that hurt them and traumatized them. And so now they've been living like this and living like this and living like this and live. I mean, it just keeps going and keeps snowball. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you meet them and it's like, my God, what in the hell happened to you? Whew. It's not you. I'm telling you right now. If you have been rejected a billion times, I'm going to tell you right now. Now, for sure, you might need to step your game up. Every single time that happens, don't look to, oh, it was me. Just step your game up. Just step your game up. Just step it up. Every single time. Every time. That's how I learn too. You dig? I am older, but I've always said this. I've always been a late bloomer, if you will. I didn't tackle the things I needed to tackle, and I know that. I'm very aware. I'm extremely self-aware of how lazy I used to be. That's why I'm in the position that I'm in right now. I would be, if I wasn't lazy, I'd be in a whole different position. I mean, see me in 20, if I'm still alive in 20 years, it's going to look really different. But I don't give up, And so, guys, you are not the issue here. But at the same time, step your game up. Get that ism. Get that. Come get coached. Come get mentored. Right? Or I'm not saying by me, but somebody who has got it. You know what I mean? Somebody who is you are going to trust to be able to guide you, right, through this process. And a lot of times I'm looking at the situations and I'm just like, man, a lot of times, you guys need to just want the people that want you, want the women that want you. Stop wanting the women that don't want you. And then if you want that girl, then you need to go and get your mouthpiece right. And stop thinking about, well, I gotta get this, gotta get that, gotta get this, gotta get this, I gotta get the house, I gotta get all the money, this and that. That's one way. I think that's one way. That's one way. I guess if you did have super duper riches and nice cars and this and that, you can get women, I guess. I don't really know. I don't live that lifestyle, to be honest with you. I don't live that lifestyle. But at the same time, I've seen brothers with just mouthpieces and have absolutely nothing. I know guys, that's what they do. That's how they work the system, and that's how they live. That's how they live. They live off mouthpiece. And they live on the couch and in the bed and of women, and they just move and move and move and move and move. And these women are just keep they don't stop. They keep letting them in. They keep letting them in. They keep letting them in, man. So I think that's one of the keys is not thinking that it's you, right? And so instead, get your mouthpiece right. Because people are broken, people are hurting out there, and we are going to Trace and I. We're going to change all that. That's the vision, is that we're going to change all that, and we're going to move, and it's going to get to a place. It's already there right now, where I think there's they estimate a number of like 60% of women in 10 years will be completely alone. No spouse. No. And that's they wanted to do it. They enjoy being alone. They don't need nobody else. They don't need no man. I don't need no man. That's what somebody told me the other day. Some girl told me, I don't need no man. Because I was talking to her about this. I just said what I just said to you. I said to her, she goes, well, it's now. 10 years. It's right now. Is my coworker. And then she comes to me, she needed me to do something. I was like, but I thought you didn't need a man. What you need me for, dog? You go do it. Go do it. You want to be a man. She even says, I want to be a man. I want to be a man. And she over there complaining and stuff like that. Her, oh my God, I didn't want to come to work. She showed up like an hour late to work. Like, you were late. I was here by myself, chilling. And none of y'all were here. I wasn't chilling. I was working because y'all wasn't here. So I was doing your job. Are you going to give me that pay? Do I get that hour? Huh? Do I get I worked your hour. You going to give me that hour? No, you're not going to give me that hour. So I'm not helping you. You don't need no man. Remember? Crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't even know. I feel really bad for, I don't feel bad. Nah, I'm not going to say that. But we are going to change things. We're going to be moving in a direction where, and we already are, we're not moving in that direction. We are in it right now. We are in the newness. And it's nothing new. Everything that we're going to be doing when it comes to relationships, especially when it comes to marriage and what God views it as, not the church, not the church that you go to, not your pastor who, I'm talking about God. That's it. I'm not talking about the guy who wants recognition, this and that. And I'm not talking about that. And yeah. I heard it said, some guys, I'm not a religious person. I'm not a religious person. Not, the Islam and the this and the that. And he named all the stuff except for Christianity and Christendom. I'm like, that's a religion too, homie. Like, it's extremely religious, dog. What you talking about? What are you talking about, dog? You know what I'm saying? Like, it is a religion. And you can even say that in the bigger picture of the church, right? Whether it's Catholicism or Christendom, it's an occult, right? Schools are an occult. Anytime you have an organization that holds secrets, rituals, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So people have moved from like the church into these organizations, these yoga practices in the woods and this and that, talking about, man, I'm not, man, I got away from that. They moved into the sex work arena, talking about, I used to be in a cult, man. Well, what are you doing right now, dog? That's what you do. You're doing the same thing in a different arena. You know what I mean? You're doing the same thing in a different arena. I see something over there. I'm throwing my shoe over my slipper. You're doing this. You're doing the same thing. So everyone is trying to do their best, and everybody is doing their best. That's the thing, and that's how you got to look at it. You dig? You have to see these things as everyone is doing their very, very best when they provide something to you. They are doing their very best. They're giving you their all. They're giving you everything that they have. And that might look extremely horrible because that's all they have to give to you. That's all they got for you. They ain't got this ism. They need to come over here and get this ism, man. And we at Trey Show 9, and I say we because it is my family, and my kids they're gonna do their own thing. That in terms of like they don't have to. They follow me now, but they will at some point in time I will launch them into the world that they're gonna be in. But we moving onward. We're moving upward. We're moving to a goal. All right. Let's see here. Let's read some Way of the Superior Man. All right, here we go. Hold on, I sneeze. Okay, I guess not. Never change your mind just to please a woman. If a woman suggests something that changes a man's perspective, then he should make a new decision based upon his new perspective. But he should never betray his own deepest knowledge and intuition in order to please his woman or go along with her. Both she and he will be weakened by such an action. You see, she's looking for you to lead. She's looking for you to lead. Now you're not a tyrant with a whip beating her or slapping her around and forcing her to do any of these things. You're taking in information. Taking in that information. And then you're distributing that information how you distribute it based upon who you are and how you see fit for your family. You're taking in account all that she's saying. You're not ignoring her. You're taking in account of all that she's saying, acknowledging her concerns, her wishes, and her ideas. But you don't simply just go along with the flow. That's not what you're doing. And that's not an easy thing to do. It takes practice. You're not going to get it right away. Not going to be like, poof, all right, here I am. It's going to take some practice. Both he and he will be weakened by such you will become weak. You're going to become weak because she's going to despise you because you're just going along with the flow. She doesn't actually like that. They will grow to resent each other, and then the crust of the accumulated inauthenticity will burden their love as well as their capacity for free action. So women, what do men really want? If you even care anymore, right? They want, I'm going to sum it up in one word. Freedom. Freedom, freedom, freedom. This is the truth. This is what they desire. This is what they want. This is what your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your boyfriends, your lovers, this is what they're after. They're after freedom, and they don't always know how to get there. They don't know how to really move and operate in it. They think they know, but they don't know. Yeah. We're shifting. There is a great shift. It's not just me. I'm not just making this up. And this ain't got nothing about no social media. It goes beyond that. This was before social media. This was before. And it will be after. It won't be televised. The revolution will not be televised. You dig? It just won't. At some point in time, this will end and we will go back underground, if you will. And we will operate the same way we operate right now with greatness. And so, yeah, you got to look at it from a different eye. I don't see things the way that normal people see things. You got to look at it from another eye. Like when I watch movies, I don't watch movies like most people do. They watch movies and they're like, okay. You might watch a movie and you might see your parents and you might see all these different things, your friends and this and that, and how they get girls and how they get women. Nah. There's what was that one movie with Will Smith? Hitch? Was it Hitch? That was a little bit about that had a little bit of truth to it. There was a scene there that I enjoy so much. And it was very truthful. Right? If you notice movies, all movies, especially romantic movies and relationship style movies, you'll notice that the woman is being depicted very honestly and very truthfully. And men are missing it sometimes. So in that scene in Hitch with Will Smith and some other girl, I don't know her name, he goes out. There's a couple scenes. They go out. He goes out with his friend who's married. You dig? And Will Smith goes, let's go talk to those girls. Because the married guy is looking at the girls and the girls are looking back. And then Will Smith goes, let's go talk to the girls. And he's like, oh no, I can't do that. First mistake right there. First mistake. And here's why. Here's what he actually said. And this is what they don't tell you in the movie. Right? But you got to just know. Like I know. What he really said was, I want to have sex with him. I cannot have sex with him because I am married. Therefore, I'm not going to go talk to them. And I think even actually now that I'm thinking about it, Will Smith did say something about you. We can just go talk. We don't have to do anything. Like we can still go talk to these girls. Like we're just talking. It's just talking. Like we don't have to. We're not having sex. We're just talking. And men have missed that. Women have not. Women will be married and have kids and go out and be seductive and know that it means absolutely nothing. They're playing a role because they're going to go home and that's going to feed them to have greater sex when they get home in their mind, right? And so, because they understand the attention, women understand, if I can get this attention, then I can feel good about myself. I got his attention. I did that. I did that with my looks. And that's my currency. And now he's hooked because he wants this flower, but I'll never give it to him. I'll just string him along and I will feel good about what I'm doing because I'm not really doing anything wrong. You see, it's a game that we play. It is a game that we play, Doug. It's funny, and so many men don't get it. I didn't, but I put myself in situations every single day. I always have. to understand myself and to understand the opposite sex. So for me, I'm like, let's go talk to him. Why not? If I want to, I will go talk. But a lot of times guys are, again, they're in this mindset of, well, then I can't really have sex, so why am I talking to this girl? She's so attractive. I don't understand why I'm even talking to her. Just go talk to her, just because. You know, yeah, I got off track for sure, but that's what it is. You dig? That's how we do what we do here at Trey Show 9. Giving you that good real ism. You know what I'm talking about. Now I'm just tired and crazy. But yeah, man, we want to shift all that. We want to change all that. And we want to understand what it is that women are doing, because when I shifted and changed my whole get up in my marriage, I researched and studied some stuff that I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. This is crazy. You know, yeah, it's major, and social dynamics will help you. Having that social dynamic will help you. And there's a natural thing to it. There's a natural way of movement. And yeah, we're going there. We're going there. And that's another thing too, is like being able to have men come here that are the single guys will come and we'll show them how to just navigate themselves, right? And then just, you know, I think this is just my belief from my experience. When I talk to somebody, anybody, I can't have an end goal in mind already. I'm just talking to them in the moment, and something could happen as it develops. Because if I have a goal in mind already, then I notice that I can't really navigate the conversation properly, because I'm already like thinking about something else, and I'm not present in that moment. And that's really what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? And so as we wrap things up, because it's 10:30 here, as we wrap things up, you know, we have balance, we have harmony, we have partnerships that we are building. We have harmony with our creator. That's got to be solidified, and that's got to be on a daily basis that we're doing that. And we got to have that balance. We got to have that right alignment. When you're off balance, you're all wobbly and everything, but you got to be on balance. You got to get proper. So to do that, you have to maybe stretch. Not maybe, I'm tripping. You have to stretch. You have to work out. Got to do your cardios and whatnot. I'm talking to myself. Talking to myself here, man. Come on, man. Get it. Oh, my goodness. Went ziplining today. Went swimming today. It feels good. Swimming is a great workout when you are dealing with pain and stuff like that, but you still want to work out. Swimming is probably one of the good workouts, because it's less pressure. I got a bad shoulder, bad hip, knees. I done beat myself up. I keep going. You dig? I keep going, and I keep strengthening and keep that mobility. And so balance, harmony, partnership, vision, right? As a leader in your home, cast that vision. Cast that vision in your relationship. Be the one to figure it out. Like, what are you gonna do? What's the next moves, and how are you gonna operate? You know, and it'll work itself out slowly but surely. You dig? Just like this podcast, as we build and grow and grow, build a team. Yeah, I'm looking for a team. Hell yeah. I'm looking for a team. I'm looking for people that want to jump on it, and let's go. Let's get it. Let's do this. Trey Show 9. We are not going anywhere. We are a movement, a collective, a people. We are going to be moving forward and onward. And as we go, and we might fall, but we will get back up. You dig? We are a brotherhood. We are a sisterhood. We are a community of people. And we're going to go forward and forward and forward. Dude, I'm telling you, when I started this, I told myself I am going to perfect for myself the way that I speak. Because in my lane, I want to be the best communicator. Excuse me. And communicator and public speaker. That is something that I value. That is something that I have worked on. I'm working on. I've taken classes and I've taken, classes and it's amazing. It's truly, truly amazing when you understand that gift. I know my gift. I know my gift is I understand that my gift is part of my gift is presentation. Being able to speak in public speak. Yes, I know that. Now, do I get insecure? Yes. Do I get fearful? Yes. Every single time. Every time. As a DJ. Every time. But what helps is being prepared. So when we did that 30 minutes, I prepared what I wanted the lives to begin to look like, right? And I'm not going to wait and then get it right. I'm going to do the lives, and then as I go, perfect it, if you will. You see what I'm saying? And so, it's amazing. Make that decision, right? You decide. You decide that you don't want to suffer anymore, right? You decide that you're going to get creative, right? And so I've been trying to say this is what I would be doing anyway, right? As a father, as a husband, put the kids to bed, put the wife to bed. I didn't put her to bed, but she is sleeping, but because she has work in the morning. I have work in the morning. I would be doing this anyway, right? Where I'm hanging out maybe, and maybe I can, instead of flipping through Instagram or social media, whatever, just flipping, or watching TV or this and that. Why don't I just do this? You see what I'm saying? Like, I have time. I might be I work. You dig? Like, I work a lot. You know what I'm saying? I get up at 7 and work. So we'll see you next week. You're amazing. Be blessed. You dig? And let's build. Let's grow together. Let's build together. Let's build this community together. Right? Because we can. We can do this. This mic ain't doing it. What are you doing? All right. This is Chai and Chill. I did have my chai, which is tea, right? It's not chai tea, it's just chai. That translates to tea. So I did make chamomile, so my body is beginning to slow down, and that's exactly what I wanted to do. But I'm being creative still here. I get to be creative, and I get to work and do this, And so you always have an opportunity. You always have time. You always have time. You always have time. So we'll see you. Hit us up if you want to communicate. It's at TreyShow9 on Instagram. And leave a comment, like, subscribe, share it. Hopefully this has